I've been waiting 4 years, y'all, to do a show on my favorite food, potatoes. I just adore them. Now, the next dish is called potato shrimp soup. And our water is boiling for our shrimp, so I'm going to run back over here, put our shrimp in, and I'm using a medium-sized shrimp in the jacket. These are easy peel shrimp. I'm going to just let these cook until they turn pink, which will be about, for this size shrimp, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Not long, because you remember they're going to go through another cooking process in the soup. So just a couple of minutes. All right, the half a stick of butter that we put in here is melted. Now I'm going to add 2 diced fresh carrots and 1 diced onion. And we're just going to let that saute. You know, I don't think today's the day to cut back. I think I'm going to go ahead and put that other half a stick of butter in. That looked way too skimpy. All right, now I'm using just a regular Idaho potato, and I've got some cut right there, and I've got 1 more to go in the pan. And we're just going to dice them just like we would like for potato salad size. And these will cook in about, gosh, these will probably be done in like 15 minutes. So this is going to be a pretty fast, simple soup to do. All right, we'll just add those to the rest of our potatoes. We're just going to saute that until the onions are just a little bit tender. All right. And our shrimp should be about ready. Yeah, see how nice and pink those are? And you can see where I deveined them, where they're already pulling apart. You know, the secret to cooking good shrimp is, first of all, having a good product. You always want to start with a good fresh shrimp. We're so lucky in Savannah that we have access to such wonderful fresh shrimp. One thing that you'll always want to remember, y'all are probably tired of hearing me say it, but you never want to overcook your shrimp, because they'll almost become like the texture of an eraser if you overcook them. You want to just get them there, which only takes just a couple of minutes, especially if they're the smaller shrimp like I'm cooking today. And you can see these have been cut down the back. Just all you have to do is take a knife, cut through the shell down the center, remove the vein, which is nothing but a sand vein. People can get a little squeamish about that, but it's nothing but the sand that's becoming trapped in the shrimp. So you can see how easy that peeled. So good. It's going to make a fabulous pot of soup. All right, our carrots and our onions are nice and tender. Now I'm going to add a little flour to the pot so that it will make our soup nice and thick. And by adding it this way, we don't have to worry about it lumping or anything like that. Gertie, guess what I'm making? I'm making a pot of soup. Now, how am I going to feed you soup? I guess with a spoon? All right, so I've got that mixed up. I've got 4 cups of milk that's just been heating on the stove over here. And I'm going to add that to our pot. And over in this measuring cup, I've got 2 chicken bouillon cubes that I've dissolved in a half a cup of milk. So this is really going to give it a nice kick. Now, if you've got some fresh chicken stock around, you can use that in the place of this. But in the meantime, we're going to go with the chicken bouillon. All right. That looks so good. Now I'm just going to add our potatoes, and we're going to let this cook for about 15 to 20 minutes, or until the potatoes are nice and soft and almost mushing down, some of them. You know, if you don't have any shrimp, it would be wonderful to replace the shrimp with a fresh kernel corn. It would be so good, a corn and potato chowder. Oh, that looks delicious. So We're just gonna let that cook. I'm gonna take a quick break. When we come back, I'm gonna peel the shrimp, add them to our soup, and then you won't believe what I'm doing next. The potato just keeps getting sweeter. How about sweet potato pie? Hey y'all, in case you just joined me, in the last segment, I started making us a pot of potato and shrimp soup. And I'm so glad you showed up.
That's why I showed up. It's one of my favorites.
You smelled it, didn't you?
I did.
You're no better than Gertie. I'm fixing to add a cup of half and half now to our soup. And then as soon as Bobby finishes with the shrimp, we're gonna toss those in. I'm gonna season our pot with salt and pepper. Throw those shrimp in.
Sure.
Now, y'all, if you want to, you can chop these shrimp up, but since they're smaller, and I love to pop in a whole big shrimp in my mouth, so I'm leaving ours in here whole. How old were you when we had your tonsils out?
I was 14.
14 years old. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you were just chronic. The trivia question is, what soup would I make you when you were sick so often with tonsillitis?
Well, I remember you making me potato soup all the time as a kid.
All the time.
But I don't think we usually got shrimp in it.
No, we couldn't afford shrimp. You're very astute of you, son.
So my memory is pretty good.
Your memory is excellent. All right.
God, that looks good.
Doesn't that look delicious? This is ready. Do you want some soup?
I want some so bad.
Well, I'm going to bowl you up some.
All right, then.
Okay. And I'm going to make yours all the way now, okay?
Please.
Doesn't that look delicious?
It looks great.
All right, now look at this. You don't like cheese, do you?
Just a little.
Doesn't that look yummy? And we cannot forget our green vegetable. You know how I feel about vegetables.
Well, I will work around it.
You'll work around it. And while you're sampling that soup, look, Gertie knows you're fixing to put a spoon in your mouth.
Back up, Gertie.
Doesn't the bacon just
It's
make
so great.
it?
And Mama hadn't had it in so long, it reminds me of when I was a kid. All right, I'm gonna go sit down and eat my soup.
Okay.
Jamie?
Enjoy, son.
Look what you're not having.
Some things never change, do they? Doesn't matter how old they get.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.